Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my show Unbreakable Life with Glory. My name is Gloria Goldberg, and today I have an amazing guest. He's a photographer, and his name is Jaden Mendez. How are you, Jaden?
I'm pretty good. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How's your morning?
My morning is great. Thank God. Another day to wake up and just be thankful every day.
It's awesome. So, Jaden, I want you to tell my audience who are you?
Okay, so to start off with, like she said, my name is Jaden. I'm a photographer based in Miami. I've been a photographer for already almost it's about to be 5 years now in January. I'm more of a landscape type of photographer, but I'm always open to different type of style. Doesn't really matter to me. Photography is just a type of art that a lot of people like when they look at a picture, they just like yeah, it's just a picture, but at the same time, like people don't see it as an art. Like to me, photography is something. It's like when you take a picture of something, you freeze time basically, and it's kind of like a time machine. You go back to the picture and then look at that moment and relive it again.
Wow, yeah. So, why that get you? Why is the passion for photography?
Okay, so like to make a long story short, when I was way before, like in 2014, I was a different type of person back then. I was more into partying every weekend. I was surrounded by the wrong influence people, and I was more into partying, basically just drinking every weekend. And then one time in 2014, December 31st, 2014, I just decided to make changes. Basically, like I was just, okay, I need to change my routines now. And my cousin and my best friend, they've always been photographers way before me. And I remember on New Year's Eve for 2014 going to 2015, I said, okay, you know what? I need to come up with a New Year's resolution. I need to do something different. So I did that. So I told my cousin and my friend, I'm like, guys, I want to travel. I want to go to at least one state. Let's go to New York or Washington or something. They were like, okay, let's do that. And then we ended up going to Washington, D.C. And we were just there, like, they were all taking pictures. They all had their photography equipment. And I was the only one without a camera.
Right.
I just had my phone, taking pictures with my phone.
Right, right.
Yeah, and then right after, I'm like, oh man, that's pretty cool. I saw them taking pictures of the landscape, the mountains, the monuments. I'm like, man, I want to do the same thing. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. When I get back home to Miami, I'm gonna get myself my first camera. When I came back, I did that by myself. I'm not gonna lie, like to be honest, when I was buying my camera, I was really like doubting myself because I've always been the type of person that when I buy something, I forget about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah, so when I bought the camera, I'm like, I don't know if I'm making a huge mistake over here, but I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, take the risk, and just. And then I bought myself the camera, and then instead of calling other people to hang out on weekends and go partying every weekend, I would call my cousin, my best friend, hey guys, let's go to the Everglades and then take some pictures.
Yeah.
So from that moment on, we just kept taking pictures every single day, and I just kept learning every single day, and I'm here now.
You know, Jaden, you said something very important. Like that happens to a lot of people. Like when you was going to buy your camera,
Yeah.
you did have like a little bit like a doubt, and you have almost a little bit of opportunity to not buy it,
Yeah.
and you go ahead and buy it,
And I still bought it, yes.
and then you follow your dreams.
Yes.
A lot of people stay in the thoughts.
Exactly.
You know that.
Of course. That's one thing I'm very big on. Like to me, staying on the comfort zone, to me it's very delicate. You cannot stay in your comfort zone. For you, some people they wanna stay in one position for the rest of their life because they just feel so comfortable, they feel good. But the thing is that people don't they're afraid to take that risk to experiment the next step in life. Like to me, life is like a video game. There's different levels to everything. You have to like basically just let's say for me, for example, what I used to do back then before I was a photographer, I thought I had it all. I was feeling good supposedly, but my family, they've always been about, oh, let's travel, and I'm like, no, mom, I'm gonna stay here because I have everything here.
Rebellious.
Yeah,
Right.
but I was younger. We all go through that phase in life, and it's
Exactly.
understandable. So then once I decided to take that extra step in life with my photography, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna buy the camera, and that's what I did. I got out of the comfort zone, and I feel great being behind my lens now.
Yeah, that's important that you so I love when you said that the life is like a video game. Let me tell you that today was like when you said that it's like a wow, that is true.
Thank you.
And like you start in levels and in life, I'm 47, I'm older than you. And of course, when you're growing up, you start from the ground and you start learning like a video game. Because
Yeah.
I don't play video games,
No,
but
of course.
I guess you need to learn first, and you make a lot of mistakes going through the games,
Exactly.
and then you became a professional.
Of course, yeah.
But it takes time.
It takes a while.
It takes a while.
It's a process. It's a pretty long transition because success is just not handed to you right away. You just gotta work for it. Like I said earlier, like we said, like life is like a video game. Sometimes in some video games you have to go through like some struggles for you to make it to the end, to the last level, for you to accomplish something. To me, it just takes a lot of steps. So what I do, for example, I always write down my notes in my phone. I always write down the extra goals that I gotta take, the extra steps. I start from easy until it gets harder, and once it gets hard, that's when I challenge myself. And when I challenge myself, I don't give up no matter how complicated the situation may be. I still keep going because the thing is that I've always been a very competitive person against myself. So when I feel when that there's something that that seems impossible for me, I still go for it and try to push hard as much as I can.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go, and
Yeah.
people have to understand that we all goes with a very difficult moments. And I know that you went to a very difficult moment because you in your bio you told me that you have like you lost everything one night, right?
Oh yes.
Can you tell my audience what happened that night?
Okay, so basically, I like to keep my room really clean and smelling good. So I put a candle in my room and I left it on top of like I had a mini fridge in my room, and so I put on top of the mini fridge with a towel on top, and I forgot to turn it on, so I left the candle on. And I just went out, and then I received a phone call from my neighbor saying, "Hey, you need to get back home because your house is on fire." I'm like, I didn't believe it because most of my neighbors, they're always exaggerating, but at the same time,
Like Latino.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then my mom, but she kept calling me too. Jaden, you need to go back home. The house is on fire. I can't go right now. I'm at the hospital. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? So and then my friends were calling me too. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go home. So I went home. And the first thing I see was like a whole bunch of police officers and rescue with yellow tape, like blocking the whole entire,
Oh my God.
the whole entire street. So I couldn't get in through my car, but I had to go the other way around. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. And I see smoke coming out of the ceiling. And then I went, and I was mostly worried about my dogs. That I didn't care about my stuff. I was more worried about my dogs. I went and I was like, where are my dogs? And I saw a whole bunch of people like all surrounding my house with their phones out. I'm like, man, are you serious? But it's okay. I mean, it happens. We're in 2019 now. So, but then I saw my dogs outside because the fire rescue, they broke into my house and they saved my dog, thank God. And so what happened is that like, okay, once they finished turning off the fire and everything, the firefighter, he asked me, you want to come inside? It's a little risky because of the smoke. And I'm like, that's fine, I want to go inside. I went inside. The first thing I went to check out was my camera, my laptop. Everything was burned.
That was a sign from you.
Yeah.
That was a sign from
Big
you.
time. The ceiling was all like hanging. There were holes all over. It was the whole entire room was destroyed. But then the only thing that survived, and that was like a wake-up call to me, it was the Bible and $700 that I had saved up for a following trip. Those are the only things that survived. And then the firefighter himself, he even asked me, look, dude, this is your Bible? I'm like, yes, this is my Bible. Look, this is a sign, man. This is crazy. Yeah. I'm like, wow. Yeah. That when he showed me that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this Bible. Like in the Bible, you could see still like a little bit of ashes, but it's still readable. You could still open it.
Right.
And then and then from there, I'm like, damn. I felt like giving up. I wanted to cry. I lost everything. I'm like, now I have to start from scratch. Now, and I used to own another brand before. And I lost all the merchandises from my brand. I lost everything. I was homeless for 5 months because they told us that we're not allowed to be in my house because of the smoke. It's bad to breathe down there. So I was homeless for 5 months. My mom offered me to stay over her house with my stepdad, but at the same time I didn't want to like make them feel uncomfortable. I don't know, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sleep in my friend's house, or I'll sleep in my in my car. So I was going through a big struggle that I got so depressed. I felt like giving up. But then I'm like, you know what? Nah, man, this is not the end. This is probably like a big sign, especially the Bible that survived. You know what? This is to me a big sign. I gotta get back up on my feet, and I'm not gonna satisfy negative people to see me down like this. I'm gonna try to get back on my feet, get back out there, and you know what? And prove everybody wrong that nothing is impossible no matter what you go through. Because at the end of the day, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I want you to tell everybody. So, in that moment that you saw everything, you just like, you want to cry, you want to like, oh my God, what happens to me? And of course, the why question came up. Like, why me, why me, why me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was actually like, I believe in God, so like I was actually praying. I was like, God, like, why is this happening to me? I know you have a purpose for me, but why this way? But then I realized, man, sometimes they say that God, He likes to give His hardest battles to His soldiers. So I'm like, you know what? If this is some type of movement some type of challenge that you're trying to give me, you know what? I'm gonna face that challenge, because I feel like that's the only way for me to get stronger. If I keep pushing harder, the stronger I get. The stronger I get, the more I'm gonna keep pushing and motivate other people to follow their dreams.
And you know God don't give things to people that cannot handle.
Exactly.
So if He give you hard stuff, it's because
Yeah.
you're gonna be a stronger soldier for Him and later on in life.
Yeah, and I know that this what I went through was pretty tough, but I know there's a lot for me to learn. I'm still young. I'm only 29 years old, and honestly, like, yeah, what I went through was so tough, and I'm actually glad that it happened, because if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be wiser now. I wouldn't be thinking the same as I used to think before. I wouldn't have the same mentality. So, thank God I'm actually here standing by night. My family were alive. Like, to be honest, like, when I saw my photography equipment, my clothes, everything burned down, I'm like, it's just all materialistic stuff. Thank God my dogs and my family, they're alive.
And your $700.
And my $700 that I used for a following trip that I had pending, which I still went. I'm like, nope, I'm still going on this trip.
Of course, this was a sign for you. It was something
Yeah.
for you to change, and I'm glad that you listened to that call, because sometimes things happens to us and we don't know why, and
Yeah.
we start with the why.
Exactly.
Of course, you're not gonna see the answer right away,
Of course.
because you know what, the purpose is coming.
The purpose is coming.
It's coming. This is preparing you.
It's just preparing you for the tougher life out there. And honestly, this is what I tell people. Like, right now, whenever you go through like a dark moment in life, you feel like it's complicated for you to get out of that bubble, but at the same time, think twice before giving up. Think about the reason why you started before giving up in the first place, because trust me, like, sometimes if once you give up, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. I actually rather take a huge risk. I'd rather take a huge risk and I'd rather take a huge risk than not taking that risk, because if I don't take that risk, I'm gonna regret that for sure. So I'd rather just, just keep pushing harder, just show this as an example to other people, to just follow dreams and never give up no matter how tough the situation may be. It could be tough at the moment, you feel like it's the end of the world, but just get up, keep your head up, be positive, smile, and pretend like nothing happened and everything is fine. Just be grateful to be alive.
And I want to ask you, because I'm ahead of you in life, right?
Yes.
So it's not easy, right?
It's not.
It takes work.
It does.
That means that it's not easy, but it doesn't mean it's impossible,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
It's like everything. It's like everything. Even in the kitchen, when you do a soup, it takes time to prepare that soup.
Exactly. Like, when it comes to success, it could take time, years. Hey, maybe it could be even sooner if you're lucky, but if you really want to be successful in life, you have to go through this process where I like going through this process. I like the fact that it's taking a while for me to get to where I want to be, because at the same time I'm enjoying the journey. You get me? As I'm trying to reach to that goal, so I'm enjoying all this journey, all these steps that I'm taking. I'm like, enjoying it right now.
Even if something bad happens.
Even if something bad happens, I'm prepared now.
Me too.
I'm prepared now. Like they say, prepare for the worst and just hope for the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in life we're gonna have people that's gonna die, we're gonna have accidents, we're gonna lose, we're gonna win, we're gonna cry, we're gonna be happy. all that kind of stuff. So in that moment that you realize that you lost everything, do you have sort of depression or anxiety?
At first, in the beginning, when I lost everything, yes, I was going through depression. A lot of people like kept offering help. Like a lot of people wanted to donate, but before I used to be the type of person that I didn't want. I was too prideful. I felt like I didn't want anyone to feel bad for me. I'm like, no, I can do it by myself. Thank you.
Your ego.
Yeah, but then my mom, they say moms are always right. So my mom told me, hey, listen, you gotta accept what they're offering you, because if they were in your position, you would try to help them too.
Right.
So you should accept their help. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'll accept it, because I've always been the type of person that I don't like people feeling bad for me. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll accept your help, and I appreciate that, because I know what it's like to help other people, because I have a lot of sympathy for others. So when people were helping me out, people were like donating clothes. They were donating. Even my best friend, he gave me his camera. I'm like, man, thank you very much. He goes, just keep it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then from there, I just started moving up little by little. What else? It took us like 3 months for the city and the association to approve the remodeling of my house.
Right.
And so after 5 months, we finally moved back in, and everything was just great. And at that moment, that's when I started appreciating my house even more. Like when you're home, you don't realize, you're like, I want to go out. But then I felt like after that fire incident, after I got my room back, all my furniture's back, I'm like, I just want to be home now. I'm appreciating it more now.
And you know what is the good thing about that? That you got a new house.
Yes, it's true. I got new walls, new photography equipment. It took me a while to get my photography equipment back, because yes, like everything that was remodeled in my room, thank God it was covered by the insurance, but except for my equipment. So for that, I had to work for it. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna work for it. I know I can do this. And it took me maybe another 4 months for me to get back up on my feet. But hey, I made it happen. It doesn't matter how long it takes. What matters is that you make it happen.
So it took you maybe 5 to 6 months to like a kind of sort of depression.
Yeah.
What about anxiety? Because there's two different things.
No, of course, yeah, anxiety too. Like when I would go to work, I would always think about, okay, so where am I gonna go to sleep tonight? Yeah. Sometimes I would go over my mom's house and my stepdad's house, but then sometimes I would ask my friend. That's the thing, I don't like bothering people, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna sleep in my car. And I would sleep in my car, like I couldn't sleep. I couldn't, because yes, I will have the AC on, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I can't. I feel so claustrophobic. I can't. And I have so many things going on in my mind.
Your ego was don't let you be humble.
Exactly. It wasn't letting me. Yeah. And that's another thing. That's one of the things. I used to be very. I used to brag about everything before. And thank God, once this happened to me, like all that struggle, me sleeping in the car almost every day, like it humbled me a lot. And to me, this type of testimony, this type of topic, I love it, because I like to share with a lot of people, and for them to be like, wow, man, this guy went through this, and I'm here crying about something small. You know what? Okay, I can make this happen.
Yeah, it happens, and people don't understand. I don't know if you know a little bit of my story. When I was your age, 25, I was kidnapped and held in captivity for 3 months.
Oh my God.
So 22 years ago, at this time of the year, I was in captivity.
Oh yeah.
So what that make you feel compared to your story?
Wow, makes sense. I get the difference. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Wow, that's insane. Imagine that. I feel like everybody has their own stories. Everybody has their own struggle. And when people go through struggle, that's what makes them who they are later on in life, And that's why I can see, whenever I see your stories, your videos, I'm like, man, she's nice, man. She's so positive. I love the way she expresses herself. So I'm like, you know what, I would like to actually, meet up with her one day and do this type of interview, because I like being surrounded by positive energy. It's all about that energy that I like being surrounded with, so I'm very thankful that I'm here, for inviting me here. So.
No, I'm so happy to have you, because my mission is to get to people like you, your age, between 25 and 30 years old.
Thank you.
Because you guys are gonna be the future, you guys are the future of the future.
Yeah.
You understand?
Of course.
And you guys are the generation that are coming in to litter, to be in control of this world.
Yes.
And there's a lot of depression and there's a lot of anxiety in your age group.
Yeah. Well, I have a best friend that he suffers from depression and anxiety, and I always try myself to put myself in his position. He's a very open person. Well, he's not really that open, but he's only open with me, and he talks to me about everything. And then I try to put myself in his position, and I try to give him the best advice I can. Because sometimes it's easy to give advice to other people. It's easy, but it's not easy to take your own advice. That's something I know.
No, you're never gonna get your own advice.
Exactly, never. Like it's easy to give, but it's not. You don't take. People don't take their own. So that's something I've learned too. That sometimes like when I see people going through certain situation, I tell them, okay, look, you gotta do this, do that, do this, or don't do this, or don't do that. But then when it comes to me, I'm like, okay, now I need to follow my own advice.
Right.
And that's one of the hardest challenge.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know what? I also discovered that people listen to other people more to a stranger.
Yeah.
To the people of the family or your friend. And of course, I discovered that's the way we listen.
Yes, it's true.
Because you don't know me. But if I come to you and you tell me your story and I give you my advice, it's gonna be an advice from a neutral position.
Yes.
Because I don't have no emotional connection with you.
Yeah, because we don't know each other. So.
Right. So my advice to you, it could be more powerful because I don't know you, but you're telling me your story in the moment, and I can give you my advice based in your story.
Yes, exactly. That's
right?
Awesome. Yes.
Right. But if I know you too much. And I give you an advice, you're gonna say, okay, she knows me, and then I'm gonna come again with the same cry about the same thing, and then you're gonna tell me, oh, I told you, and it happens to kids. I have a kid, she's big, she's 25, she's in your age, and whatever I say to her, it comes to one ear and goes to the other ear. And it happens to every single kid. It doesn't mean we don't listen to our father and mother. It's because we are like that.
Yeah.
So I preach all the time positive depression and anxiety.
Exactly.
My mission is that one. But my daughter suffer from depression. My daughter suffer from anxiety. And what I can do? Nothing.
I feel like this is the way I see it. Like you said, we listen to more strangers than our own family members because, like me, for example, like me and my mom were very close to each other, but we've always had that. Well, I've always had that problem with her where every time like I'm going through something, when moms are always right about everything. So like whenever they feel something is going on, they tell you. So my mom would always tell me this, or look, I don't like you doing this, or I don't like you've been surrounded by people like this. No, I don't. Because they know. At the moment, I'm like, no, mom, it's fine. Everything is fine. But then something bad happens, and then she tells me, I told you so. I'm like, damn. Okay. It's something I always struggle like my whole life with my mom, but. After all these struggles I've been through, I learned to listen. I actually call her and go up to her. I'm like, Mom, so what do you suggest now? What should I do in this situation? And then she tells me, you know what I mean? So, but at the same time, I feel like other people too, they just they also. Sometimes I feel like it's not also about like the way they're being raised by their family. Sometimes it's by their experience that they go through, and that's who they are.
Right. So. But also, I always said, if you guys between 20 and 30 is the age at the time for listen.
Exactly.
Listen to the adults. Listen to the people who have more experience.
Yes.
Even you don't agree. Even you don't agree what they're saying. But if something in there that you don't agree is something that is you're gonna learn.
Yes, of course.
And then you're gonna get your own opinion about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But if you're humble, you put your head down and you understand that if you want to grow in this world, you have to grow together.
You have to grow together, exactly. I mean, like, honestly, now that ever since I've been listening to my mom's advice or suggestions, now it's like everything goes well now, thank God, like the best advice I can give you guys, like I wouldn't take my own advice, but now I'm giving it to you because now I actually took it. It was hard for me to take that type of challenge. always listen to your family members because they know, they feel something, they know what they're saying. They're just not telling you for no reason. They're telling you because they care. So always listen. Do not let any words go in through one ear, come out through the other. Just listen. Trust me, because it's very important.
Yeah, okay, now I'm gonna ask you a little bit personal question
Go
here.
ahead. Go ahead.
We already know that you already went through a bad experience about work, about losing a house, losing everything, right?
Yes, yes.
And you know, because I'm asking this question because I know there's a lot of guys and a lot of girls going through this particular question I'm gonna make you.
Go ahead. Yes, fine.
Okay. What about the relationship with women?
With women, well, to be honest, like the day of the fire, the fire incident when it was happening, like. And when I was sleeping in the car, I had an ex-girlfriend. She was super nice. I had no complaints about her at all. Yes, we started dating for like, we dated for like a whole month, just getting to know each other, going out on dates.
Right.
But I never wanted to tell her about my situation. I didn't want to, but I thought about it. I'm like, somehow, if we're gonna get serious, she's gonna find out. So I'd rather be honest about it.
Right.
But at the same time, I didn't want her to feel bad for me. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just let her know honestly. So I told her, hey, listen, this is what I'm going through right now. I didn't want to tell you earlier because I didn't want you to feel bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, and she has 2 little girls. She has 2 kids, beautiful, wonderful girls. And she offered me to stay over her apartment, and I'm like, no, I don't think that's right. You have 2 little girls. I don't think it's right for you to bring just any stranger into your home like that. And she trusted me. She goes, no, it's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I trust you. You're a great guy, so just stay here for a couple of months until whenever you're ready to move back. And I'm like, yes, but at the same time, I didn't want to do that because I'm like, okay, what if I move back and my room gets remodeled, then I have to move back to my room. I feel like I'm using that person.
Yeah,
you get
yes.
me? And then she said, and she told me, no, it's okay, it's fine. Just don't worry. I would understand if you want to go back to your house. I'm just trying to help you out. I asked her, are you positive? She said, yes. I'm like, okay, I appreciate it, cool. So we lived together for 5 months, and then after 5 months, after moving back into my house, she was acting a little strange in the sense of like, she would change her mind. Basically, I guess she got used to the fact me living with her. She didn't want me to move back, so I was like, man,
it was kind of a little mistake right there.
Yeah, and I told her, listen, like I warned you about this before. I didn't want us to go through this discussion, and that's what caused us to break up. Like she was too prideful, I was too prideful. So like whenever we used to be in bad terms, we wouldn't even talk to each other. I would always be the bigger person because I don't like being in bad terms with anyone. I hate that feeling. So I would always, even if it wasn't my fault, I would still try to be the bigger person and try to apologize just to make things right. But then I got tired of being the bigger person, and I'm like, no, that's not right.
No.
So that's not right. It's not fair.
No.
So that's what made us break up. Like she was too prideful, I was too prideful. So I was like, you know what? I'm done being the bigger person, and she doesn't want to talk to me. That's fine. So that's how we ended things. And right now, and to be honest, right now, like I'm single, but like I'd rather just focus on my craft right now. And honestly, I'm not really focused on just looking for any woman. Like if God wants to put someone in front of me, I mean, I'll take it. But like if it's meant to be, it's gonna work out. I'm just not gonna force it. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna force to be in a relationship. I'm just gonna let it happen itself, how it's supposed to be, how my life is supposed to meant to be.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something that I told my son. I said, don't rush to get engaged or marry or boyfriend, be a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because right now, I said to my son is 19. I said, you're married to your life.
It's true, it makes sense.
And I say this from our experience. I married very young.
Yeah.
And I did a big mistake marrying very young.
Yeah.
So marry to your life. Know your life. Get involved in your life, in your career. You have your passion for photography, and you marry to your photography.
Exactly. That's, to me right there, that's my biggest passion.
Yeah.
And thank God I made that decision back then when I was hesitating to buy the camera. And yeah, I'm married to photography now.
You're married to photography.
I'm enjoying this journey right now, and I'm gonna keep going and just not give up at all. And if God decides to put a wonderful woman in front of me, okay. And if she wants to support me, then great. We're good together, If you wanna be with me, or you wanna support my dreams, then okay, perfect.
Right.
But everything has its right time, so I'm not really focused on that. But like I said, if it's handed to me, I'll take the opportunity because I believe that whatever opportunity is right in front of you, it's important to take it no matter what because you don't want to regret it later on. So.
And you know what? That women that comes to you, they need to love your career.
Exactly. Yes.
They need to respect you when you travel. And if she don't like you to travel, she have to be also the freedom to go and travel with you and help you with your business if she wants to be with you.
Yes, exactly. That's a problem I've had in most of my previous relationship. Like they wouldn't trust me, like me, taking pictures, working with models, and I would always let them know you can come with me and you could watch me photograph the models. It's fine. If this is my job, this is my career, this is my dream. I'm not gonna mess this relationship. I'm not gonna mess up my career myself as a photographer, but my reputation.
Reputation is key.
To me, reputation is key, especially photography. Like you gotta be professional. For example, it's like when let's say you're working at a retail job, for example, and then you have a client coming in, and then you're not being professional. You're being very inappropriate with the clients. It's the same thing in photography. That's the way I see. That's the way I treat my photography. You gotta be passionate. You have to be professional and just do your job. And think about it this way: like we live in an era now, in this generation now, like. Social media make this world so small that everybody knows each other now.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other. So it's if let's say if I was to make a mistake, doing a photo shoot with a model, then not only that I would lose my respect from people, but that will mess up my reputation, and then that will mess up my professionalism as a photographer. But at the same time, I put myself in other people's position, and I'll be like, man, at the same time, you gotta like be supportive with your partner. When he's working, that's his job.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Yeah.
So.
And the women who know you in the beginning, she knows what you're doing. So she cannot come to you and say, hey, you cannot do this and this and that. 1 second. No. Exactly. This is my job. This is who I am. She cannot change me.
She cannot. Yeah, exactly. And
no.
And that's a problem. I don't let anyone try to change me. No. I never let anyone change me because if you're trying to change for someone else, then you're not pleasuring yourself. You're pleasuring the other person at the end of the day.
And like I said to you, because I also work in an environment that also a lot of people, and their reputation is key. Don't have sex with your work.
No, ever.
Don't have sex with your work.
Never,
Period.
ever. Yeah, I've always been asked that question before, like if I've ever had any sexual intercourses with any models and
right.
And I love when they ask me that question because, like I said earlier, photography is my professionalism. It's my career, and it's something that I don't want to mess up because if I mess that up, it's kind of like it's like you're in a relationship with someone, but then you're not committed to that relationship, to that marriage, and you messed it up because of someone else trying to get in the picture. Then you're messing up the marriage at the same time. So it's the same thing with my photography. I don't want to mess that up. It's my passion. That's how much I love photography.
And as a woman perspective, if I know the photographers sleep with a lot of models because that is his style, that's respectful because people do whatever they want. Yeah. But if I knew that, I would not do a deal with him because I would be very uncomfortable because I know he likes to have sex with everyone who wants to work with him.
Exactly, and to be honest, like I'm more of a landscape photographer. I enjoy the landscape. That's why I enjoy traveling a lot. But we live in Miami. We don't have none of that here. Yeah, so
alligators.
We have alligators, the Everglades, South Beach, Wynwood, and models. That's all we have now.
Right.
And I mean, I'm like, okay, you know what? I live in Miami. I don't have anything. I've already taken pictures of everything else, but okay, I guess I'll just take pictures of models for now. As I'm working in the process to try to move out to a different state so I can follow my dream in that different state.
I have an idea for you.
Go ahead.
What about you start taking pictures of the Everglades?
Yeah, that's how I started off.
You're from Florida,
exactly.
So at least show the Everglades.
Yeah, I remember when I first bought my camera. That's where I used to go to catch the sunset, the sunrise, but I haven't done it in a while. But now you gave me a great idea. Actually, I kind of missed that waking up like at 5 a.m. just to go catch the sunrise.
Me too. I want to start doing that. That's one of my resolutions for 2020.
Oh yes, you should make it happen. It's always important to have a resolution in 2020 or New Year, doesn't matter. That's how I started. I had a New Year resolution for 2015, and my New Year resolution was for me to travel. I was not expecting to be a photographer. I just wanted to travel. I didn't have photography in mind at all. I just wanted to travel. Once I traveled, I saw my friends with their equipment. I fell in love, and my friends friends were taking pictures of me doing something cool, and I'll be like, oh man, send me that picture, send me that picture. And I felt like I kept bothering them so much.
So it's in your blood, it's in your in yourself. So this is your career.
Exactly. So once I held the camera, like I asked them, let me hold your camera real quick. And they were like, okay, just be careful. I'm like, okay. When I carried the camera, it felt so good. I'm like, oh my God, okay. That's when I made my decision to get my camera.
So tell my audience about what kind of habits you have daily. What do you do in the morning when you wake up?
Oh, well, I'm a morning person. Even if I go to sleep late, I'm a morning person. I wake up. Naturally, my body, like, it just decides to wake up at 6, 7 in the morning for no reason. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't need an alarm to wake up. So
wow,
I just wake up.
I want that.
Yeah, I wake up. I mean, sometimes I do have a hard time, but the thing about me is that if I know I don't wake up, I'm gonna regret it later on because I like enjoying the morning. Mm-hmm. So when I wake up, the first thing I do, I just get up, brush my teeth, and then I just go feed my dogs. I walk my dogs, bring them back in, and then give them their snacks. I make myself some coffee, sit in my front porch, and just sit down and just enjoy the morning, the sound, the crickets, the birds, and just relax a little bit.
What is when you wake up? I'm sorry. When you wake up, do you get your phone right away?
My phone, to be honest, yes. I mean, as a photographer, I always get emails, notifications, because to be honest, like before photography, I wasn't really that into social media before. But once I got into photography, I'm like always on my phone. But I realized that's so bad. Yes. Really bad mentally, spiritually. That's bad because you're not socializing with your surroundings. So, but I'm like, I always say this to myself: if it wasn't for photography, I wouldn't be on my phone 24/7. So I try to manage that habit. Try to like slow it down. So now it's like I don't care about my phone anymore. Like yes, I'll look at my phone to see if my mom texted me, which is important. But as I'm reading my mom's text message, I'll be getting notifications. I'll be like, okay, I'll probably reply to it later, mm-hmm. and then just start my morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an advice because this is what I do, and that probably this is gonna be good for you.
Yes.
When I wake up, I wait 1 hour to get my phone in my hands.
Wow, that's great.
And it's something when you journey. And I said, this is my hour in the morning, and nobody can take that away from me.
Oh, that's great.
So in that morning, I do 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of stretching, drink my tea, think about the day. I write down exactly how I wake up and what I'm trying to do in the day. And before I go to sleep, 1 hour before I go to sleep, I leave the phone away, and also I journey. And talk about myself and be grateful what happens in the day.
That's great. That's awesome.
And that will give you more like a connection with yourself, and you're gonna have more inspiration to work with your camera and work with everything around you because you're in tune with yourself. Because when you wake up and get your phone right away, you are not connected to yourself.
You're not connected to yourself. It makes sense.
When you wake up, you are like you go to beta, data, all these kind of stages when you sleep. Mm-hmm. So when you sleep, the first hour, mm-hmm. that's the hour that you receive a lot of downloads from the universe, from your God, for whatever you believe.
Yes, of course.
So that hour is like the hour, like very most important one for you.
It is true.
Because you are in silence, and then you reconnect to yourself, and then you find out what's going on, why you're feeling this way, if you're happy, if you're unhappy. If you check that out by 2 p.m., if you have something bad happens to you, you're gonna be more different way to approach that.
Yes.
Because you already knew from in the morning, like your ritual, your personal ritual, how to handle things through the day.
To the day. Wow, I didn't think of it that way. That's pretty great advice. I'm gonna write that down and follow that because wow, that's pretty great advice because I didn't think of it that way, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like there's always something new to learn every single day, and I'm learning this from you now and I appreciate that.
And if you are a person who wake up in the morning, do it, because nobody's gonna send an email at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no.
Or 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's true though.
Floridian, we start like at 9, 10.
9, 10, 11, it's crazy.
Right?
But I've been trying to challenge myself, not being on my phone a lot because technology, it's crazy now, and especially social media.
But you and me, we work with social media, so we need to be on the phones.
Exactly.
So that hour in the morning and that hour at night should be the 2 hours sacred.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care if you call me, you text me, if I have something important to do, that's your respectful moment.
Exactly.
Like when you go to church every Sunday, people who go to church, they go to church, and whatever happens, they go to church.
They go to church. Exactly.
So why we don't go to our church?
Makes sense.
To our temple. This is our temple.
Our bodies, our temple is true. Our life, our surroundings, our energy is true. And especially like, I'm really big on that when it comes to like, you're talking to someone and you're on your phone. I feel like that's very disrespectful. That. Like every time, like when I go, let's say I meet someone, I go out on dates, put my phone on silent and just concentrate on the conversation. Because if you're gonna be just on your phone, even when you just go eat with your family, put your phone away. Like me and my family, we have this tradition where like, no, everybody leave your phone in your car.
Yes, that's what I do here in my home.
That's good. That's good. And I feel like being on your phone way too much, I feel like it affects a lot of people mentally, because they're there 24/7. It's crazy. Yeah. Because
people don't have the maturity to handle those social media, because a lot of people have like thoughts, insecurities.
Exactly.
And people show the best.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it's true.
The best face, the best, how you wake up. Yeah. And on my Instagram social media, I show the way I am, like the way I wake up. Sometimes we wake up good, sometimes we don't wake up good. Yeah. So I want young generations to see that life is not only everything rosy.
Exactly, yeah. The other day I was at my job actually, and in my job, of course, we're not allowed to use our phones. So I was like, wow, this is what it's like. I haven't felt this in a long time.
That's awesome.
It feels amazing because at the same time, you see people passing by, and then when it comes to traveling, don't use your phone so much, because I know a lot of people, they want to record, take pictures. It's fine, that's cool, but first enjoy the moment, enjoy the view, enjoy where you're going through, enjoy where you're driving, enjoy everything around you. Then once you already saw everything, take the picture for memories, and that's it. I always say, you need to cultivate your 5 senses. Smell, see, hear, taste. Yes. Feel. Exactly.
Feel the environment. Feel how it smells, the mountain or the ocean or whatever place you are. If you are next to a person, smell that person, because everybody have a different essence. We are losing that.
We are losing that so much right now. It's incredible. Like, I kind of miss the old days. I always think about it. I'm like, I remember back in the days when we didn't have this type of technologies. We would just sit there, like sitting, but at the same time, like sitting still. But like, yes, we will be bored, but at the same time, I'd rather be bored than just.
I'm Generation X.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like 3 generations behind, older.
Yeah.
Right. Older.
Makes
but
sense.
I remember we don't have texts, we don't have phones and anything, and I remember the way it was so freaking fun.
It was fun
to reconnect with a man.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, the men in that time, they was hunters, because they don't have phone, they don't have no text, so they need to. They need to go follow the women.
Exactly.
I remember going to the mall. Before, we don't have phones. We was like this. Like, the guy look at me, I look at him, he look at me, I look at him. It was no phone, no nothing. So the guy have the big balls to go and ask you the phone number. Yeah. The guy did. I remember the guy do this. Like, hey, can you give me your phone? And then that was the sign for us to okay, come here and write it down. I miss that. I'm married, but I miss to see that.
Like that old type of fashion, you mean?
Yeah.
I love that too. I'm very when it comes to romance, I'm very old fashioned too. I still believe in when it comes to meeting someone, it's very important to make eye contact instead of just texting. No. Make eye contact. That's when you feel the connection, the chemistry. As long as you're making eye contact and you're talking and you guys are having an interesting conversation, to me, that's how you create the chemistry.
Yeah.
And not through text. That's insane.
So what happened with the guy asked me the number? Yeah. I have to wait to get home. right?
Yeah.
Because I don't have my phone with me.
Exactly. Oh, it's like the house phone. I missed that too.
Of
Wow.
course.
I missed that. I forgot about that. Now we don't have house phone now. Now we just, okay, let me get your number, okay, and then now you're looking at your phone waiting for a text. No, that's crazy.
So the guy goes to work, maybe goes to work or do something. So I need to wait until the night, 6, 7, I don't know. When the phone rings, I knew the guy was calling. And you stay like a 1, 2, 3 hours on the phone with that guy. Not anymore. It's Texas.
Yeah, it's just text messages.
Emojis. Texas.
Emojis. I remember when I was in high school, iPhones, none of this existed back then. It was just like little tiny Nokias with nothing, no social media didn't exist, nothing. It was
we didn't have that.
I remember like when I was like a freshman, I had like a little tiny Nokia from Metro PCS. And I just missed using that, like just to go to sleep at night, talking on the phone with whoever I was dating. Or even before that, I would use my house phone. I missed that. And then I kind of missed also like waking up the next day and then seeing my house phone already kind of dead. I'm like, oh wow, let me put it back to church so I can talk on the phone later on tonight. I missed that. Wow. That's
and you know what? And then the beepers comes.
Oh, the beepers! I forgot about the beepers. Yes, my mom used to have one, and then like I remember, I wanted a beeper too, but like I was a little kid. I was only like 10 years old.
So this is how it works. Beep, right?
Yeah.
No name, just numbers.
Just numbers.
Oh, this number. So you have to stop the car if you're driving. Get the pay phone. Put the coin and dial and call and so who is calling if you don't recognize the number.
We don't have those payphones anymore.
Not anymore.
There used to be one of those across the street from my house and they removed it now. And I remember we used to have the yellow pages too.
Yeah,
they did. Oh my god! Now
it's 20 years ago.
Yeah,
it's not too long ago.
And not too long ago. It's recent, and now we don't use yellow pages anymore. Now everybody just I'm gonna Google it. That's it.
But I remember the guys was hunters, and I love that. And I always said, guys are hunters. I always say to women, get the men to chase you.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It is true because women are very more superior than us guys. You know, they. I feel like women to me they're like a delicate flower, in my opinion. Because the thing is that my whole life I've always lived with my mom and my sister, and they mean the world to me. So whenever I see my sister going through depression or like a heartbreak, I try my best to be there for them. You know, like for example, one time my sister, she was going through her very first breakup, and I tried everything. I'm like, hey, let me take her for ice cream, let's go to the mall, let's go to the movies. Nothing was helping out, but then I'm like, you know what, let me teach her how to drive. That's when she stopped crying, and then everything was perfect. So I was giving my sister advice, hey, listen, this is your first breakup, you're young, you're going to be fine, don't worry. There's a lot of men out there. Yeah,
but women takes time to understand that. You know, now I'm 47, I know there's a ton of men.
Oh yeah, no, trust me. Right now, like yes, a lot of young people at their age, they don't, you know, people that are under like 20, they don't realize that because let's say maybe if they're going through like a really bad breakup, they feel so hurt that they don't think there's other men anymore. Yeah. That's at the moment, but that's okay. It's normal. It happens to everybody. There's ton of men and women out there. Trust me. Yes, so Jaden, how do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I'm trying to be very positive and very optimistic. I'm actually in the process of moving to a different state. I'm trying to move to a different state so I can have my own gallery over there. I'm trying to move to a state where there's mountains. I'm trying to move to Nevada. And over there, like once, I remember the first time I ever went to Nevada, like it was for my 25th birthday. And once I stepped foot on that place, I was like, man, I have to move here. I have to move here because you have everything around Nevada. You have California, Colorado. You have the Grand Canyon, Arizona. You have everything. So I'm like, you know what? This is my place. And I got inspired by these famous photographers that I know. Their name is Travis Burke and Chris Burkhardt, and they always live around that area. And they're always traveling in their van, and they're always taking pictures, following their dreams. Now they're sponsored by like big companies now, and I'm like, man, I want to chase that same dream. You're gonna go do it. Thank you. You have to write it down. Of course, I actually have it written down on my phone. My mom used to always tell me every year for New Year, she always gives me a piece of paper and she tells me, okay, Jade, I want you to write down your goals that you want to accomplish, keep it in your wallet for the rest of the year. I'm like, okay, I still have it in my wallet, and I also write it down on my phone. All my goals right there, So let's talk about short goals. So what do you have for 2020 that you're gonna do? For 2020, Basically just just remain in the same route to success. Just keep just keep driving on the same road. I'm not trying to swerve. I'm not trying to stop. I'm just trying to keep going. And if something happens in the middle, it's gonna be normal because there's a lot, like I said earlier. Life is like a video game. You're gonna have challenges along the way to success. So my goal right now, to be honest, I'm just trying to like focus on the my documentary. And my documentary is gonna be very inspirational, and I'm trying to accomplish a lot of things with my new brand. This is my logo. I already got my business cards. I already have my website. It's under construction. It's not done yet. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for it to be done so I can launch it pretty soon. And I just want to sell a lot of merchandise for like with the logo, shirts, hats, and not only shirts and hats. I also want to sell prints, pictures of the landscape that I've taken before in other states. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I want people to buy, like, to look at my stuff, my pictures, and then if they're interested in any merchandise, buy them, I guess. If you're interested. I already have been getting a lot of positive feedbacks, about my logo.
I
And
love your logo.
thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, can you tell my audience exactly what you do so people can recognize your work? And
Yeah.
Because I'm in the podcast, I'm gonna put all your reference and all your social media so people can follow
Thank
you.
you,
and
appreciate
everything.
that. Yeah, so okay, me, like I said, I've always been a landscape photographer, more into landscape. I love landscape, mountains. I love that type of view. I don't know. To me, traveling and going on top of the mountains and hiking and doing all those outdoor activities, I feel like, to me, that's like the best stress reliever. And even if you're depressed, going through anxiety, whatever you're going through, I promise you that doing that, like traveling and enjoying the view, to me is like very, very stress. It's a stress reliever. And honestly, like like I remember I got inspired by these two photographers, and ever since I followed them on Instagram. I've been looking at their pictures. I've been looking at their videos. I've been looking at their documentary, and that's what inspired me. So basically, I'm trying to follow the same path they're taking, and I'm the type of photographer that I just want to like have my own gallery and then travel at the same time.
Right.
Be my own boss, and then just inspire other people in a positive way. Hey, okay, like for me, for example, I got inspired by these two amazing photographers. Now I want to do the same for others. I want people to follow their passion. I want people to follow their dreams. I want people to be like, oh wow, I remember Jaden. He was talking about this 5 years ago, and I look at him. That's awesome. You know what? I want to do the same thing. It doesn't have to be photography, but it could be anything else. Whatever catches your attention. So yeah, like I said, I'm more of a landscape photographer, but I'm always open to it. Any different type of style, like modeling, it doesn't really matter. I just love photography overall, but like I said, landscape is my.
I'm gonna give you another advice about landscaping photography and stuff, because you work with art and I also work. This is art.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you're gonna go in like kind of venture to take pictures in landscape, I suggest you for 1 month or 2 months before you go to that trip to not look to any work from anybody, nothing. So you can pure your own self,
Yes.
your own mind. So when you go and take pictures, it's gonna be in your own sense, like
Yes.
your own
Your own world, basically.
your own world.
Yeah. your own
Because when
world.
you, like, I'm writing my book, but if I right now I sit down and start like looking into a lot of inspire people and stuff, it's okay because it's gonna it's gonna give me more fuel to write.
Yes.
But I don't want that, because I want to write exactly what I think, not what other people say, or I don't want to write in my book something that I already hear it, or
Yeah.
somebody already
You
say
want to
it.
come up with your own
My own
words.
my
yeah.
own words and see how I am.
Exactly, that's how it is. That's
Yeah.
that's the same thing in photography. That's why, like, when I travel, I always, like, I look at these other photographers' pictures and I'm like, damn, I want to do the same thing, but I want to do it differently. Like, because I feel like everybody takes the same pictures, the same angle, same everything. But then I'm like, you know what? I want to be creative too. I like challenging myself like that. And to be honest, when it comes to taking pictures of landscape, it's a huge stress reliever. That's why I'm calling my documentary Through the Lens.
There you go. I want you to talk about your documentary.
Okay, so
What is the name?
the name is called Through the Lens.
Okay.
A solid documentary. Solid means, to me, the word solid, to me, it means something positive. When you look at someone's picture, of photography images, you're like, oh wow, that picture came out very solid. A lot of people use that phrase
Right.
nowadays. So it's something positive, something beautiful. The whole brand is called Solid Ventures. Ventures is something adventurous, it sounds very adventurous, and mixed with the word solid, it goes together positive and adventurous at the same time.
Right.
So basically the documentary, it has to do with what I went through, when I lost everything, the fire incident, and then the comeback I made, like trying to come back up from that tragedy that I went through in life. And I just want to show everyone in my documentary that it's not impossible to make things happen no matter what you're going through. Like, this is going to inspire you so much, because of the things that I say, you're gonna be like, wow. You're gonna feel very intrigued in every aspect. And I'm excited to release it pretty soon already. And
when it's gonna be released?
On New Year's Day, so everybody can feel a new beginning,
oh my
a
God,
fresh start.
This is awesome.
I want people to feel like, oh wow. I want people to wake up the next day on the first, look at watch the documentary and be like, wow, this is New Year's. Okay, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
I want them to feel motivated, inspired. I want them to feel a type of energy spiritually. That's how I felt when I saw my favorite photographer's documentary. I'm like, wow, I want to do what he's doing. So I want other people to see it, so they can feel inspired and do whatever they want to do with their art. So I want people to have a fresh start and just always remain humble and keep a positive mindset.
So where people can find you?
Follow me on Instagram, Jmenz Photography, letter J MENZ Photography, and you can also follow my brand page, Solid Ventures. It's like that with the S at the end. Check us out. It's pretty amazing. We have amazing images. I have a lot of landscapes. And
also a lot of models.
A lot of models.
A lot of models. Oh my God.
And talking about models, I still have so many pictures to put out that I still have here. So many that I'm very selective when it comes to picking which picture should I put on next.
Yes.
I'm very selective with my work now, and now after everything I've been through, now I'm very picky with decisions I make now, because before I didn't think about things twice. Like, I would just, okay, I'm gonna do it now like this. I wouldn't think about the outcome. Now I'm trying to be careful, trying to think twice before making a decision. I'm trying to make wise decisions. Now to be honest, everything I went through, I feel like that's the pressure why I'm not just making wise decisions, thinking about it twice now, doing things the right way. Like they say, failure is the best teacher. You learn from your failures. So once you learn from your failures, you know not to do it again. So same thing. I'm trying not to make the same mistake I made before in making the wrong decision. I'm trying to make the right decision to make things happen. And let me give you the best advice, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to make something happen, something positive in your life, just keep it to yourself. Because I believe in that big energy, and I feel like there's a lot of negative and positive energy surrounding us. So just keep it to yourself and just work on it, make it happen. Write your goals, write them down so you don't go crazy mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions that I ask all my guests. Describe me yourself in 1 word or sentence.
1 word or sentence. That's a good one. 1 word, I would say humble.
Okay.
Sentence. I'm a very shy person, to be honest. I'm very shy. I'm very humble. I'm always laughing. For no reason. I'm always laughing for no reason. I even laugh at my own jokes, even if it's not funny. Because yes, you can. I'm the type of person that I could have some problems on the side that I don't want to share, but I still manage to smile at the same time no matter what, because I don't want to give that negative energy to other people. I just want to smile and make other people feel like I'm just doing fine.
But when you have going through a rough moment, if you share with somebody, you also will heal and also will clarify your problem.
Yeah, exactly. Venting to people. It's true. That's something else I learned too.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to that, I'd rather just share it with my mom.
Okay. Yeah.
And share with my mom or my sister. They're the closest people in my life right now. So, because yes, everybody, it's important to listen to other people's opinion, and that's perfect.
You need to be careful to who you give
exactly.
to who you tell your stuff.
And you gotta be careful, exactly,
yes.
Because you don't want to tell the whole world either. So
no.
Yeah, that's the type of person. That's how I'm describe myself. Just a humble guy, just chasing his dreams, trying to make things happen, trying to inspire others. Because I got inspired, trying to inspire others, and I'm just always trying to manage to smile all the time.
So the second question is: do you are unbreakable?
Unbreakable. Wow, Wow, I've never been asked that question before. Honestly, in the status that I'm in right now, after everything I've been through, I feel unbreakable because I've learned so much that now it's hard for a lot of negative energy get to me now. You know, I know there's a lot on the way for me to learn. I know there's gonna be more struggles in life, but you know what? That's what makes you stronger. And once something is really strong, it's hard to break.
Yeah.
So that's why right now the status I'm in right now, like I feel unbreakable.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
So the last and least question is, do you have an unbreakable life?
Unbreakable life. Unbreakable life. What do you mean unbreakable life? Like.
Do you have an unbreakable life?
Unbreakable life. Wow, that's that's a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
If I have an unbreakable life, wow. To be honest, yeah, I think I have an unbreakable life. I mean, I'm trying
You
to
do?
live, yeah, I'm trying to live my life, you know, live it day by day, trying to be positive every single day, you know, like I wake up in the morning every day and just be thankful that I'm alive, and that's what matters to me the most. No matter what's surrounding I mean, whatever's surrounded by me, that's fine, but like, what's more important is that you're alive every morning and nobody can break that from you but God. That's it.
You can bend, but you cannot break.
Amen. Yes. Amen. Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much
No,
to
thank
be
you.
in my show.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure. It was an honor, and I feel very good letting everything out.
Anything you want to say to my audience before we close?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, from today's topic, I hope you guys, you know, learned a lot. You know, I hope you guys, you know, just feel inspired. Whatever you're going through, you know, man, just try to keep a positive mindset. Don't let anything negative get to you at all, and just be yourself. Remain yourself humble, and just keep everything to yourself, because that's the best decision you can make. I promise you that. And I want to give her a thank you for, you know, for having me on your show. You're amazing, and I love your show. I enjoy watching your stories, and that's why I'm here today, because it's very positive. It's a positive movement that I actually support. I like that, you know. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Here's two generations. 21
29.
and 47.
47. That's crazy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to be in my show. And here again, there's a beautiful story here. And it's a young person. And if he can do it, anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it. It's possible. Trust me,
Right?
It's possible.
Yes, it's possible. It takes time, it takes work.
Exactly.
Sitting down, laying down in bed, bitching around, having negative thoughts, that's not gonna take it anywhere.
Exactly. It's not. You gotta get up every day and do something about it. Try to be productive. Even if it doesn't seem productive, try to do something. It's
Exactly.
a start. It's a start.
Exactly. Thank you so much to be in my show, to be an Unbreakable Life with Glory. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful life. Thank you.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.